Hello, everyone. My name is Erin Turner, and I am the Director of Credentialing at the Society of American Foresters. Today, I am here with Steven Traylor, and we're going to be talking about SAF's Certified Urban and Community Forester certification. This was developed in 2023, and we acquired it through the California Urban Forestry Council and use that as our foundation to make a broader examination that is nationally recognized. Stephen is here, and he was one of our first testers of the CUCF exam. So thank you for joining us, Stephen. If
Thanks for
you
having
could
me.
just give us a little bit of information about yourself and your background in urban and community forestry.
Yes, I'm Steven Traylor. I am the city forester here with the city of Norfolk, Virginia, and beautiful coastal Virginia. I have been an urban forester and arborist for over 20 years in Virginia and in Colorado. I come from my training and my education is from a traditional forestry background at Virginia Tech and studying forest resource management. Um, and worked in the private sector of tree care, moving into city government work in Denver, and then continuing on here in Norfolk, Virginia.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, you have a very impressive background. And again, I just appreciate you being here. So with that, I guess what made you decide to apply for the CUCF and what value do you feel like that has brought you since you've earned that designation?
I think it's important for urban foresters, arborists, and for traditional foresters to keep their minds and their professions open to both sides of the aisle. It's not two separate fields; it's a continuum that occurs in the urban, suburban, and rural setting where traditional forestry and urban forestry are many times overlapping in their in their mission and in their workplace techniques and their curriculum. So this was a great opportunity, I thought, to re-engage with Society of American Foresters. I hadn't been a member since I was a student member a couple years back, and it was a great opportunity, I thought, to engage with Society of American Foresters and also to learn about and re-engage with traditional forestry because there's so much overlap, there's so much in common, and I think we need to focus on the commonality and on both sides of the aisle, and it can only be beneficial to do that from forestry and logging to arboriculture and urban forestry.
That's a really great perspective. I really appreciate your professional insight to that. So with that, I know you are an arborist as well. So what do you see as something that would separate someone who knows trees to someone who actually is an urban or urban and community forester then?
So yeah, that's a great question, Erin. So urban forestry and arboriculture are once again they are overlapping professions, which I personally think that to be a good urban forester, you at least have to have a working knowledge of arboriculture. You don't have to be a ISA certified arborist, and you don't have to have worked and climbed trees or done certain things with trees, but you need to have a working knowledge of it. Um, and so this credential, I believe, kind of brings those things together. It brings together the management of remnant forest parcels. Uh, Many cities have their own forest lands that urban foresters manage, city arborists manage for watershed, for drinking water, for many other reasons, for recreation, all the reasons that in traditional forestry we manage urban forest. A lot of those overlap into urban and rural forests. So I thought that the way that the CUCF is presented, it's going between those and it's bridging those gaps between traditional forestry and urban forestry. So I don't see this as competitive with any of the other credentials that are on the market. I think it develops its own niche, and it will continue to develop that out as it's given room to grow, just like a tree.
Awesome. Yeah, very true. I like the analogy. So, yeah, so with that, I'm sure we have a lot of people listening to this just really wanting to know. They might be considering applying for the CCUCF or the CUCF. What would you say to someone if they are considering this? What is something that you feel like would be a valid consideration for this exam?
I would ask, do you are you in a workplace where you can help improve trees for a community in any form or fashion? That goes from 5,000 person town to 5 million person city across the U.S. Are you making decisions on an everyday basis about trees, about individual trees, about a forest, urban forest, parcels, whatever it may be? Do you want to make the best decisions for that community? Then this is a credential that you'll want to look into. And I think that could benefit you as a working professional.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. It's really good to hear from someone that's such a respected professional as yourself. It's one thing for me to say it since I work for SAF, but just to hear that from a professional like you. I don't know if you knew, have you heard that we did update our eligibility requirements?
Yeah, I was hoping you could explain those to me, what how the eligibility requirements have changed since I first took the exam back in, I think it's 2023.
Yeah, yeah. I know time flies, right?
It does, yes.
So yeah, we took a look at a lot of job descriptions and really where people were at in urban forestry. And we have a very strong exam, as you know, going through the process. It's a very strong, reputable exam. But we really wanted to broaden the net, maybe I should say the canopy, broaden the canopy of who could access the eligibility for the exam. Just looking to see that a lot of people come into urban forestry through untraditional means. Maybe they didn't even expect to become urban foresters. So we do have the first pathway that is always a related degree, a 4-year degree or higher. And those folks need 4 years of qualifying experience. All of our pathways, we take off a year of experience required if they have a related certification, so an ISA certification or maybe a pest control application or state licensing, anything related to forestry. We will take a year off for that. If a person has an associate's degree that's related, they need 5 years of experience and then again a year off with related certification. And then we have the pathway for those who either have an unrelated degree or they don't have a degree. And that's 6 years of experience or 5 years with a related certification. One thing too about SAF that a lot of people don't realize is we have candidate status. So a candidate status is someone who may not meet that work experience requirement yet. Um, they can actually earn the designation of CCUCF. So it's a really great way to show that they're really serious about their career trajectory and they're continuing to learn and grow. So someone who does have that related degree of associates or higher, they can access that CCUCF with no other work experience at all. Let's say that they don't have a related degree or don't have a degree, but maybe they went through, SAF is now doing some high school programs and workforce programs that we pre-approve the curriculum for. So they can have just 3 months of an attestation from a teacher, a supervisor, or multiple references to say that they've seen them perform on the job training for at least 3 months consistently and competently. So they would just need that 3 months. Now, if they don't have any of those things and they're just coming into urban and community forestry, they would just need that 6 months attestation that they're performing on the job competently and efficiently for that time period. And that can be multiple references that give it if they've had different jobs, and maybe somebody can't guarantee the full 6 months, but just so it adds up to that. And those link to our exam domains and knowledge areas, so we know that they do know those areas. But also the exam itself is going to be that true test of competency. So all of our applicants have up to a year to take the exam, whether they're coming in at a candidate level or the full designation. They have a year to study and prepare for the exam. And then, of course, as you know, we give the practice exam as part of that application fee, so they can access
Right.
that just to kind of get an idea. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that, just to open things up right now. So
Great. That sounds fantastic. I think the wider we can spread that net to get people in the door and to be a part of this group and to be a part of this certification, this group of professionals, the better. So I'll just say some of the best urban foresters and arborists that I've met across my career. One of my favorites in particular had a history degree. So the wider we can, it's a broad net, and a lot of people come in to urban forestry. And thank you so much for giving me that update, and I will spread the word, Erin.
well, thank you. Thank you for joining me today. I know we're in springtime, so it's a busy season for you, so I don't want to keep you too long. But again, always a pleasure to talk to you, and I just appreciate your time today, Stephen.
You're so welcome, Erin. Yeah, so everybody get out there and learn about the CUCF and support SAF.
Thank
Have a great
you.
day.
Thanks.